All right, pause whatever you are doing on your computer for the next few minutes and just listen, because I am going to show you how to make your PC run smoother and faster without buying anything new. If your computer feels slow, laggy, or just annoying, it is almost never magic. It is a few very specific things you can fix in minutes. So let us clean this up step by step, nice and simple, even if you are not a tech person. First thing, ask yourself this. When was the last time you actually restarted your computer on purpose? Not closed the lid, not let the battery die, but actually clicked restart. If it has been more than a week, that is your first speed boost right there. A restart clears out a ton of junk stuck in memory and gives your system a fresh start. So after this video, not now, after, hit restart. Next, look at how many things you have open right now. Be honest, you probably have a ridiculous number of tabs and apps open. Every single tab and every program uses a little bit of your RAM, and when your RAM fills up, your computer slows down and starts feeling sticky. So here is a rule. If you are not using it in the next 15 minutes, close it. Close the video editors you are not using, close the extra browser windows, close the random app you opened last week and forgot about. Your computer should only run what you are actually using right now. Now, let us talk about something that secretly destroys performance on almost every computer: startup programs. These are apps that launch automatically every time you turn on your PC. If your computer takes forever to boot, or feels slow right after you log in, this is usually why I want you to think what actually needs to start with your computer. Probably your antivirus, maybe your cloud backup, but definitely not 10 random apps you barely use. Most people have chat apps, game launchers, music players, update tools, and a ton of junk starting in the background and never stopping. So here is the mindset shift. Your computer should not decide what starts. You should decide, go into your startup settings and turn off anything that you do not absolutely need when the computer turns on. You can still open those apps later when you actually want them. You are just telling them to stop hijacking your startup. Next, let us talk about storage, because a full drive is a slow drive. If your main drive, especially if it is a solid-state drive, is almost full, your computer will slow down, sometimes a lot. Ask yourself, how many things are on your desktop? How many giant downloads are sitting in your downloads folder? How many games or videos do you have that you honestly do not use anymore? Here's a simple rule. Try to keep at least 20% of your main drive free. If you are way over that, it is time to delete or move stuff. Get rid of old installers you will never use again. Delete videos you do not need. Uninstall games you are done with. And remove programs you installed once for a school project 3 years ago. If you are scared to delete, just move things like big videos and photos to an external drive or a cloud drive and free up your main disk. Now, we need to talk about updates. I know, nobody likes them, but running old versions of your system and drivers can absolutely make things glitchy and slow. Think of updates like changing the oil in your car, boring, but it keeps everything running smoothly. So keep your operating system up to date, and if you play games or use heavy apps, make sure your graphics drivers are updated too. We are not chasing the newest features. We are chasing stability and speed fixes. Next, think about how many browser extensions you have installed. Little icons across the top of your browser might look harmless, but some of them constantly run in the background, tracking things, injecting scripts, and eating memory. If your browser is slow, your whole computer feels slow. Look at your extensions and be ruthless. If you have not used it in the last month, disable it or remove it. Keep only what actually saves you time. Now let us zoom out and talk about habits, because the biggest reason computers slow down is not the hardware. It is how we treat them. Here are a few habits that make a huge difference over time. First habit, restart your computer at least once a week. Second habit, once a month, spend 10 minutes cleaning up. Close old files, uninstall unused apps, and clear your downloads folder. Third habit, when you install new software, pay attention. Uncheck the boxes for extra toolbars, trial antiviruses, and random add-ons you do not need. That stuff adds up and runs silently in the background. Fourth habit, only run one heavy thing at a time if your computer is older. If you are editing a video, do not also have 10 other big apps and 50 tabs open. Give your computer a chance. Now, there is also the physical side. If you have a desktop and it sounds like a tiny airplane, or if your laptop gets really hot and loud, dust and heat can slow you down too. Heat makes your processor slow itself down to avoid damage. Even if you are not opening your computer, you can do a few things. Do not block the vents. Do not put your laptop on a soft bed or blanket. And if you can, use it on a hard surface so air can flow. And if you are comfortable and the warranty allows it, every year or so, consider having someone clean the dust out of a desktop. It is like letting your computer breathe again. Now, a lot of people ask this question, do I need to buy more RAM or a new computer to make things faster? Sometimes, yes, but not always. If your computer has very little memory, like 4 gigabytes, and you love having a lot of apps and tabs open, more RAM can definitely help. If your computer still has an old spinning hard drive and not a solid-state drive, upgrading to an SSD is one of the biggest speed boosts you can ever get. But here's the thing, before you spend money, do the free fixes first. Close the junk, clean the drive, stop unnecessary startup apps, remove useless extensions, and update your system. Most people get a very noticeable speed boost just from that. Now let us talk about something that almost nobody does, but it instantly makes your computer feel lighter and more focused. Organize your files and your desktop. If your desktop is covered in icons, screenshots, and random files, it is not just visually stressful, it can also make things slower on older systems. Create a few simple folders, like work, personal, school, media. Drag things into those folders and stop using your desktop as a giant digital trash can. You want your computer to be like a clean desk, not a pile of paper where you cannot find anything. Here is one more powerful tip. Check what is running in the background right now. Even when you think nothing is open, your system might be running cloud sync tools, game launchers, update managers, chat apps, and more. Some of these are fine, but sometimes there are 3 or 4 heavy apps you do not actually need all the time. Every background app is like another person trying to share the same small Wi-Fi connection. If it looks useless or you do not recognize it, search the name online and see if it is safe to disable or uninstall. Be careful not to remove important system stuff, but you will be surprised how many unnecessary apps are just sitting there slowing things down. And now, let us be honest for a second. A lot of people treat their computer like it is supposed to magically stay fast forever. But just like a car, a phone, or even your room, if you never clean it, never maintain it, and always pile more stuff into it, it will slow down and feel terrible to use. The good news is, computers respond really well to a little bit of care. You do not need to be a tech genius, you just need a checklist and a few minutes. So here is your simple speed checklist. You can remember restart once a week, close what you are not using, stop unnecessary startup programs, free up space on your main drive, update your system and drivers, remove useless browser extensions, keep your desktop and files organized, control what runs in the background. If you do these regularly, your computer will run smoother, start faster, and stay usable for much longer. And if you have already tried all this and your computer is still painfully slow, then it might be time to consider a hardware upgrade, like more RAM or an SSD, or eventually a new machine. But at least you will know you did everything you could first instead of wasting money when a simple cleanup would have fixed it. If you found this helpful, do this right after the video ends. Restart your computer, close the junk, clean your downloads folder, and remove one program you do not need anymore. Just one. Feel how much better it runs when you start controlling it instead of letting it control you. Thanks for listening. Now go, make your computer run the way it should, smooth, fast, and stress-free.